Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leading rusher, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Just joining you guys here on this glorious November 29th. We did a morning stream, doing a little afternoon stream. There may not be a show this evening, so I just want to get you guys some extra content as we're having a day filled with college football watching here in the house. Man, this hate that Michigan couldn't make it a little bit closer here, but obviously Ohio State running away with it. Man, it's nice to see the snow in Ann Arbor. We got all kinds of good games coming up. We got Tennessee Vandy here in a little bit. Hopefully you guys and gals are enjoying college football Saturday. That's not what this video is about. We wanted to talk a little QB comparison, specifically in the NFC North between Jordan Love and Caleb Williams. If you guys are on social media, you see, how can I say this PG-13? You see the crap storm of social media posts between Packer fans, Bear fans. I absolutely love it. I just, like I said earlier, I hope everybody's wearing a Guardian cap because it's going to get rough for the next several days here as we approach that Sunday kickoff at Lambeau Field. I think we got a 4:25 Eastern, 3:25 Central kickoff, expecting a little snow there, and we'll talk a little bit about that on the backside. I wanted to make this video about, all right, what's the truth in all the Jordan Love, Caleb Williams talk? Right? Because on one side of the fence, you've got the Bears fans saying, oh, yeah, everybody, Packer fans only focus on EPA. That's all they focus on, right? And it's a fake stat. That's typically the route they go, right? Packer fans are typically going in the route of, Caleb couldn't hit a bull in the ass with a mop. He's inaccurate as all get out. Bears fans come back with, well, it's because his receivers are dropping the ball. Well, just lucky for us, we've got analytics, we've got statistics that will actually filter that noise out. We'll dive into all that. So hopefully you'll come away from this conversation knowing exactly where these two QBs stand, who's got the edge, who doesn't, and going into this Sunday matchup. But before we do, if you guys would, let's do that YouTube stuff real quick. Hit like, hit subscribe. If this is your first time tuning into PTA, welcome. Thank you for making us a part of your afternoon. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media members. We're fans just like you, talking Packers on the daily. So make sure that you hit like, hit subscribe, and click that bell icon so you're notified when we go live here in the future, like right now. We didn't plan on going live, had a few minutes, said, you know what? Let's fire one out here. So here we are. And I see the chat is already filling up. Appreciate everybody swinging through. We got Bates in the house. We got Chester Marco. Love it. Yeah, Chester says, Clayton, my man, good showing by our Wildcats today. Ugh, it's ugly. Louisville broke out the belt on them today, man. It was it's bad. I think it's still going on. I had to turn it off. I threw in the white flag, man. I ain't gonna lie, dude. It's nothing but
belt to ass. BTA. Know what I'm saying?
It's rough, Chester. Rough. Turn it off, man. Don't do it to yourself. All right. We got Caldwell Corner in the house. Go Pack. Go. Good to see you, buddy. We got Ray in here. What's up, Ray? 2-0 for this afternoon, everyone. Clay is feeling ambitious to dizzle. Yeah, man. It's nice to have a little extra time to just sit around and watch some football. And the more football I watch, the more I want to talk ball with you guys. So we just jumped in here. Yeah, everybody following in here. We got Chris in the house, the usual suspects. Mitchell's mommy in here. We got Elijah, Gwen. We got everybody rolling in. Appreciate y'all. Taylor, what's up, Taylor? Quick question before we get into the Jordan Love talk. Can we use Cooper like Parsons? I would like to see that. Imagine having two Parsons. Oh, they're kind of cut from the same cloth a little bit, but Micah is just so unique. I have a hard time believing that if you use Cooper the same way you use Micah, you get the same results. I think Cooper is good. I think he's our best linebacker, but I would say you can use him like that, but I would rather have his versatility in the mid area of the defense and allow Parsons to continue doing what he's doing. What I like to do is get good defenders at short level, rushing the passer, mid-level, that linebacker, stack backer, hook, curl flat area for corners as well, and then deep area, right? And you guys know how I like to beat it. I like to build it edge, 3-tech, Mike backer, middle linebacker, post safety, and just build it strong right down the center of that defense. So I like the fact that Cooper's kind of patrolling that middle area. That's just me, though. I can understand why you feel like that. But all right, appreciate everybody swinging through. Hit that like button on the way in. Let's get into it. A little Jordan Love, Caleb Williams talk. Fired a tweet out there. So, and again, I didn't do this to try to dunk on Bears fans, although it worked out beautifully. I don't take a whole lot of time to dive into individual statistics. You guys know I'm a film guy. I love watching the film, love watching the tape, love understanding concepts and route combinations and run scheme and what the defense is doing uniquely to try to slow down NFL offenses. That's kind of my MO. But when you hear them talk so much about how Caleb Williams is this it's just what do they always say, generational talent, right? And he's got arm talent. Don't get me wrong, but with arm talent, I'm going to stop saying he's got generational arm talent because he's not accurate. It's just the facts. Let's go through some key analytics here, okay? And I tried to include as many stats as I could and analytics here in this tweet that I fired out to make sure we kind of covered all the bases. So if there's another stat that you like better than anything I shared here, put it in the comments. Listen if you're watching the video back later, make sure you put it in the comments there as well. Let's dive into it. So, and again, in no particular order, I just went through and rattled some stuff off that first came to mind for me. Let's start with passer rating, okay? Passer rating, Jordan Love is sitting with a 104.3. That's sixth best in the entire National Football League, okay? So he's got the sixth ranked passer rating. This removes minimal snap guys too, by the way. So these are the guys that have played the majority of the snaps this year, a good chunk of the snaps. Caleb Williams, 88.2. He ranks 23rd in the league. I repeat, 23rd in passer rating. All right, let's move on to PFF grade. PFF passer grade, okay? So again, these guys are getting paid to play quarterback, right? So let's go with the passing grade according to PFF. Jordan Love sits at 89.0. That's second best in the league as it sits right now today. Caleb Williams, 66.8. That's 16th best. So if you take the first two stats we're talking about here, passer rating and PFF passing grade, you average those out, you would say, okay, if those are the two most important, and I'm not saying they are, I'm just theoretically speaking. If you take those two and say those are the two most important stats or analytics here, then he's going to average out somewhere around the 20th best quarterback. So let's dig a little deeper. Maybe there's some other stats that look really good for Caleb, right? Let's go touchdown / interceptions. Now, the touchdown to interception ratio, we can figure these out, and you can kind of do it, a roundabout way. Jordan Love, I figured it out, and he's got, I think, a top 3 touchdown to interception, passing touchdown to interception ratio in the entire league right now. Okay, he's thrown 19 passing touchdowns and only has 3 interceptions. Okay, those 19 passing touchdowns is tied for 6th best in the league. So once again, borderline top 5, right on the cusp, and only 3 interceptions. That's a wild statistic. We talked about that going into the year. If you could somehow crack the 30 touchdown mark and keep them under 10 interceptions, Packers probably had a pretty darn good year, right? Caleb Williams, 17 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Not bad, to be honest with you. That's a stat I look at and go, all right, Caleb, protecting the football, right? That's not a bad number. Although you take it across the league, 17 passing touchdowns is tied for 16th best in the league. And again, there's a lot of quarterbacks that haven't even played yet. So these guys may sink a touch, but the point here is they've both played their game this week. So this is equal comparisons, right? So again, Jordan Love has the edge by 10 spots essentially. All right, let's go yards per attempt. All right, every time they drop back and throw the football, how many yards are they averaging gained? Jordan Love, 7.7. That's 7th best in the league. Caleb Williams, 6.9. That's 19th best in the league. So you're talking about a 12 slot difference. There's 12 quarterbacks that are better than Caleb Williams, right? But not as good as Jordan Love in yards per attempt. Completion percentage. This is where it gets ugly, and I had to throw the vomit emoji out there. I'm sorry. I just had to do it, okay? Completion percentage. Jordan Love, 67%. All right. That's 11th best in the league. Now, that's completion percentage. That's not adjusted completion percentage. We're going to end the show with that because this is the conversation that Bears fans steer towards. Yeah, but if you remove the drops, what's his completion percentage? It's a lot better, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's is. Goes without saying. Caleb Williams, completion percentage, okay, is 58.1%. Guys, that's 33rd best in the league. 33rd. That means there's a backup quarterback somewhere who has a better completion percentage than Caleb Williams. When I say backup, I mean one that's obviously there's only 32 teams. I mean, math's pretty easy there, right? So EPA per dropback. This is the one that really, really, really ticks off. Well, let me go back to completion percentage. There's actually 22 spots, 22 if my math is correctly, between Caleb Williams and Jordan Love. All right, just saying. EPA per dropback, expected points added per dropback. This is the stat that Bears fans lose their mind over. They claim it's a fake stat. They claim it's not a real thing. It doesn't matter. This is just Packer fans trying to cherry pick something to make it seem as if and make themselves feel better that Jordan Love is a better quarterback than Caleb Williams. EPA per dropback, they should embrace it because it's one of the Caleb Williams' better statistics, to be honest with you. But Jordan Love, 0.22. That's first in the National Football League. He has the highest EPA per dropback of any quarterback in the entire league. Caleb Williams, 0.02. That's 13th best. Guys, that's not horrible. That's not horrible. I mean, you're borderline, you're creeping up on top 10 status. Bears fans embrace that. I know you won't because you just absolutely despise the fact that Jordan Love could be the best in the league at anything, right? So CPOE, completion percentage over expected. All right. Jordan Love, plus 4.1%. So a positive 4.1% completion percentage over expected. That's sixth best in the league. You ready for Caleb Williams? Minus 8.5%. That's 34th in the league. This is according to NFL Pro and Next Gen Stats. Guys, there's only 32 teams. Once again, 34th in completion percentage over expected. So, is there another stat? You guys, as you're watching this video back later or maybe in the comments right now, is there another stat in here that you can see that you could think of to go, hey, Clayton, this is probably more important? And if you could run those stats down, throw them in the comments that we all can kind of learn together. Again, I'm not saying these are all like the grand poobahs. This is the only thing that matter. These are the things that kind of come to mind for me when I'm trying to determine, okay, how good is this quarterback playing? Mike super fan in the chat, good to see you, buddy, says Caleb is actually holding the Bears back, which is scary. I was thinking the same thing. These Bears fans keep defending him. They keep saying, oh, no, Caleb's great. Caleb's great. And I'm going, I hope y'all continue to believe that way. And I hope Ryan Poles continues to believe that way, because if they had a quarterback on their roster right now, guys, that was, imagine if they had a Malik Willis. And I know there's going to be Bears fans go, you think Malik Willis is better than Caleb Williams? Look at the numbers, Bub. Look at the numbers. Look at what he's done since he got to Green Bay and he got with a good offensive mind in Matt LaFleur. Imagine what Ben Johnson could do with someone like a Malik Willis, as opposed to a Caleb Williams, who, again, he has trouble reading the defense and he's inaccurate. He's inconsistent with his accuracy. And you can see it's all mechanics. It's really all mechanics. He's got the arm strength. He's definitely got the mobility to make things happen in secondary windows. It's true, Mike. Completely agree, man. Caleb's what's holding them back. So hopefully they'll hold on to Caleb while this roster turns over. And then when the roster gets crappy 3, 4, 5 years down the road, they'll move on from Caleb, right? And now the roster's bad before they get a good quarterback in here. And again, Caleb could take another step. I feel like he took a step this year. I was feeling like that until I went and started really digging into these numbers. Guys, these are bad numbers. Like CPOE is horrible. That is a completion percentage so bad. So again, like I said, Bears fans will always come at you and go, yeah, we'll do it without the drops. Okay, let's do that. I'm glad you asked. Brace yourself, though, Bears fans. This is pretty rough here. All right. I said for Bears fans who blame Caleb Williams' horrible completion percentage on drops, his adjusted completion percentage is 69.9%. It actually ranks 39th in the league. And guys, that's with a minimum. The quarterbacks that are ranked here, removing all the noise, every quarterback that's included in that list in which Caleb Williams ranks 39th in adjusted completion percentage according to PFF and their premium stats column, minimum 130 dropbacks. So everybody included on this list has had at least 130 dropbacks. I didn't want it to be 20 dropbacks and okay, that makes Caleb look worse than he is, right? I wanted to include the guys who actually have played significant playing time. He's 39th. And I did have to throw out there, fun fact, there are only 32 teams in the NFL. The laughing emoji, right? Jordan Love, where's he ranked? Because, we've had drops too, right? Every team deals with them. Jordan Love's adjusted completion percentage, according to PFF premium stats, 5th at 78.6%. So again, when we went back to the other stats, where was Jordan at, like 11th in completion percentage or somewhere around the 10 mark, somewhere right there? He's actually 5th when you remove the drop. Everything that Bears fans are saying that is skewing the stats in a negative manner for Caleb Williams is actually skewing the stats for Jordan Love. As a matter of fact, I think the completion percentage might actually be better than his adjusted completion percentage ranking. I've already closed the window out. Hell, I've got to know now. Give me just a second. Let me pull up I won't put it on the screen, but I'll go back to that original tweet that I closed out. That is wild to think about. Absolutely wild to think about. Let's see what we got here. So completion percentage. Yeah. Caleb Williams is 58.1%. That's 33rd in the league. His adjusted completion percentage, after you remove the drops, sinks him to 39th in the league. So this whole time, Bears fans, and I haven't taken the time to look it up until now, this whole time, Bears fans have been saying that the drops, the bad receiver play is why Caleb's completion percentage is down. It's actually the opposite. Caleb Williams, when you remove the drops, he ranks 6 spots lower than his 33rd ranked completion percentage at 39th with a minimum of 130 dropbacks of all quarterbacks. It's a wild statistic. I mean, it's unbelievable how bad Caleb has been at playing quarterback. And Mike hit the nail on the head, man. Hopefully the Bears don't move on from him too soon. Let him keep playing. Now listen, what's the positive thing with Caleb? He can run the football. He's got an elite ability to evade the rush and make plays in the secondary windows, right? But if you only watch the highlights, you go, Caleb's a good quarterback, right? Because you see him make 3 guys miss and then throw down the field after he's held the ball for 6 seconds, right? But boy, oh boy, when you get somebody who can cage rush and actually contain him and make him play quarterback from the pocket, we seen it yesterday on our watch party. It was ugly. So, it's going to be absolutely wild. Jamal says here in the chat, LOL, silly. Jordan just turned 20. That's wild to think about. He's just 27. Yeah. So we had someone in here, True Pilgrim said Jordan is damn near 30 years old. Boy, the math, I don't know, man, the math ain't math in there, True Pilgrim. Might want it's a swing and a miss. So 27, I don't think is near 30. I mean, 3 more years. So regardless how long the quarterbacks play, let's say he was 30 years old. Are you telling me you would rather have a Caleb Williams who couldn't hit a bull in the ass with a mop at 23 than a quarterback like Jordan when quarterbacks play to 35 and 40 years old? Now look at what Matt Stafford's doing. Oh, Jordan Love ain't Matt Stafford. Bet me. Look at the numbers. We just broke everything down. Go look at the tape. Go watch what he did to Detroit. You know, the same Detroit that dropped 52 points on you guys and boat raced you earlier in the year. I'm just saying. So, yeah. Chester, see, Bear fans don't math. Don't try. You're embarrassing yourselves. But anyway, that's how it matches up. Now, again, I'm not writing Caleb completely off. If you watched our live broadcast yesterday when we were doing a watch party, I was actually bragging on Caleb a little bit, right? Here and there. Like, he's got to clean this up. He's got to clean that up. Boy, when you dig into the numbers, I'm glad I did because I was giving him too much credit. He can get hot. He could have a huge game come Sunday. The Bears could beat the Packers. That could happen. Could happen any given Sunday. But if you've convinced yourself that somehow, some way, Caleb Williams is a better quarterback than Jordan Love, boy, I don't know what numbers you're looking at. I don't know what tape you're watching. Running the football, could not agree with you more. The problem is you can't run the football every play. And when you start playing really good teams in the playoffs and they got all this tape on, what have I been screaming? Anybody who watches this show? I've been screaming for the last 5 weeks. I will never understand how defenders aim for the inside half of Caleb Williams and allowed him to get outside. He wants to give you that jab step in and then roll out, whether it's to the right or the left. He's going to face teams that know that and that adjust to that. And you've got to be athletic enough to handle that. Well, just so happens the Packers do have Micah Parsons. They do have Edgerrin Cooper. They will be getting Quay Walker back. Those guys have Caleb Williams' speed. So it's going to be fun, man. It doesn't get any better than this. Packers, Bears, Lambeau Field, late Sunday afternoon game, snow flurries flying, going to be cold out there. Crowd's going to be loud. There's going to be a lot of Chicago fans in Lambeau too. It's going to be Packers, Bears, baby. I will say this to all my Bears fans out there. I have a lot of respect for that franchise. I have a lot of respect for the history of that franchise. I have a lot of respect for Papa Bear Hallis, right? And how him and Curly Lambeau kind of came up the ranks together, playing and coaching, as a matter of fact. And they leaned on each other from time to time. You know, George Hallis helped raise money to save the Packers. He kind of came up and spoke for him in that regard. But as it's been pointed out, he did that because he said one of the things that was basically common knowledge he talked about was when the Packers and the Bears played, no matter where they played, they would always draw the biggest crowd. So Papa Bear did not want that rivalry to go away because the Packers were so popular. So these two franchises kind of need each other, right? The one thing I will say that I'm disappointed in the franchise in is the fact that they went out and got soft on us. Bears fans, how did you guys not sign a petition? How did y'all not do something to prevent yourself from being embarrassed to the likes of the Vikings and the Lions? You know what I'm talking about. You should be ashamed of yourself. This is supposed to be blue collar, Midwestern versus Midwest, cold football in the elements, smash mouth. The tougher team will end up winning when the elements are just brutal like they are in Chicago and Green Bay. And what did you do? You done set yourself up to build a dome. You got soft on us. You got soft on us. What the hell? I thought we were in that together. We always made fun. Packer fans, Bears fans always made fun of Minnesota and Detroit. Yeah, they soft. They have to play in that dome. They got to keep it about 65 degrees. So disappointing. What does this world come to? The Chicago Bears are going to play in a dome. Unbelievable. There will probably be a day that the only two teams that don't play in the dome are the Green Bay Packers and the Buffalo Bills. And it takes the two small market teams, the ones who could benefit the most from having concerts in an indoor dome and an indoor, they could benefit the most to raise money, to be able to use those venues for other things, right? For other events. But no, we're like, no, it's about integrity of the game, playing the game the way it was meant to be played. That's out in the elements. Bears fans, you got soft on us. I cannot believe you guys didn't push back on that. It's ridiculous. So that being said, we'll be breaking this one down all the way up to kickoff on Sunday afternoon, man. I cannot wait. It's going to be a blast. Win, lose, or draw, Packers, Bears, it don't get any better. It does not get any better than this. Let us know in the comments what you think about this quarterback comparison. Jordan Love, Caleb Williams. Is there a stat? Bears fans, I know you're watching. Is there a stat that we left out? Is there, maybe give us your top 3 stats that we left out of this grouping here that proves Caleb is a better quarterback than Jordan Love? We'd love to see it. I'm being honest here. I'm not being sarcastic. I want to know. I'm always down to learn. Maybe there's something I overlooked. Maybe there's something I missed. Let us know in the comments as you're watching this back. And all Packer fans, if you're looking for this type of content, do us a big favor. Everybody in the live stream, smash that like button for us. And make sure you hit subscribe if you're new here. Click that bell icon so you're notified every time we do go live in the future. Thank y'all so much. We have a huge crowd in here. Appreciate y'all taking time out of your day. Let's get back to watching some college football, man. We got some good games coming up. So everybody have a wonderful day. My name's Clayton. This is PTA. Go Pack.
Here we go. We're out.
Bye, guys.